Hi Taurus, welcome to the Modern Spiritualist. My name is Raheem. Today we're going to look at April for you. You can use this for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, or really any placement that suits your fancy. This is also set up so that if you see it, the messages are for you, or there are messages for you in them. So it's pretty lax, but looking for your Sun sign and North Node are probably the top tier here. Okay, so Celtic Cross spread for the month of April for you. +2 catalyst energies. I'm using Albano weight for the Celtic Cross, Threads of Fate Oracle for the catalyst energies, and we'll start there. We have the Seeker and Nature. They both came out in reverse. So your catalyst energies are the high points, like the point of alignment for you for this month. So they kind of weave through all the other cards. So if you get lost in process or you spiral during the month, you can kind of lean on the catalyst energies to bring you back into balance, okay? So the Seeker reversed. This is a month to really go deep inside yourself. That's what the reversal is here. You are seeking, but what you seek is within you, is the message, and that's really loud and clear. So this is a great month to go into your inner landscape, to see what you find. I think just some important pointers or reminders are, if you engage with everything you find within yourself with compassionate curiosity, it A, keeps you in your authenticity, B, keeps you out of judgment, C, keeps you out of fear, right? And kind of creates a separation between you and your emotions, not to bypass them, but so that you can approach it like a conversation rather than kind of being lost in the traffic of it and like being too identified with your emotions or thoughts, limiting beliefs, whatever comes up this month. So just keep that in mind. Basically, I feel like people can really get themselves in a tangle when it comes to fears and traumas and emotions, and our collective society does a really bad job of helping us to navigate, to find the tools in order to really be successful. You have to look for it, and then you have to look out. You have to luck out with the resources and people that you find, teachers that you find. So I know it's easier said than done, but whatever resources and tools and support that you have in your corner, use them. And I really think the best guide is just the ability to say to yourself, I'm going to step into my authenticity, into my adulthood, into my, I'm going to fully be in my current time self where I'm safe. And I'm going to approach everything I find with unconditional love and curiosity. And that is going to set your energy up in a good way so that you can do this work without being overwhelmed, okay? It's paired with the Nature card. It's in reverse. I feel a disconnect from nature that can be easily repaired this month, and if it is easily repaired, it's going to create a better environment for you to do this inner seeker work. So what I'm being led to say is, go outside this month, whether you go for a hike, to the beach, to, just to walk around your, neighborhood even, the park, whatever kind of nature spot is easy for you and also will feel refreshing and beneficial, could be really good. It's a simple task, it's a simple task to just go outside, but sometimes we forget. Some of us, depends on you as an individual. But this disconnect from nature, I am getting a lot of spin-offs, so the reason behind the nature disconnect is unique to you. My particular wounding with nature had to do with me feeling like I was a freak of nature, and that kept me out of right relationship with nature for a long time. So it could be something deep like that, or it could just be just coming out of winter if you're in the northern hemisphere in a cold environment, and just kind of that lack of connectivity is just built up because of that. And so, springtime is the time to kind of ease your way out of that habit and kind of come into, a habit of being outside more and enjoying the weather and things like that. So that's really it. The big thing that I'm getting is that nature can hold space for you to do this inner seeker work. I already said that, but it deserves repeating because it can. Nature is a huge container. It grounds you, and it witnesses you. And immersing yourself in it, you become a part of that web of life again. The illusion of separation starts to naturally dissipate. And so it's being out in nature is going to improve your relationship with this inner seeker energy. This is a really good month to, go for that hike alone, maybe, to like get to the mountaintop and reflect on yourself, bring a journal or meditate or something like that, and just use that time of solitude out in nature where it feels open and safe to feel, to go in and kind of seek that clarity. Okay. Yeah, really nice. Moving into the Celtic Cross spread, at your center point we have the Five of Pentacles. It feels like something is tugging on my solar plexus from the front and the back. It actually feels like cords. So energetic cord cutting. If you have a process for that, I would highly recommend it. It looks like you're corded to either an old relationship, like a partner, like a romantic partner, or I'm feeling mother and father. So it depends on you, or it could be all three. But there's cording happening. It's happening on both sides of your energy body, and it's pulling your solar plexus at opposite ends. I mean, that's a common parental thread. Like one parent pulls this way, the other parent pulls the other way, and you're kind of stuck in the middle, feeling trapped or stretched or something of that nature. So yeah. I mean, it feels like an old-ish wounding. And I say ish because some of you, this is parentally related, if not most of you. But some of you, there's also a relation, like a more recent relationship that is over, but it's like there's the ghost of it is kind of pulling at you, and it's because they're corded to you. Energetic cording is basically codependency or attachment issues, where somebody actually energetically ropes into you, and it's really common among parents in this culture because, you know, most people don't parent correctly in this culture. So cording is really, really common, and it's just stuff you can cut. You know, you don't need those cords there. So I highly recommend looking into that. I can teach cord cutting, so you can always schedule something with me. What else? Oh yeah, so the fact that it's solar plexus, this is about self-worth. This is about what you think you can do versus what you think you can't do. This could also be identity. What you think you are versus who you actually are at disparity. You're not seeing yourself clearly or what you're capable of clearly, and you're really dampening yourself and your capabilities. Yeah, there's this energy of keeping yourself small, and it's because of other people in your life that are holding you in an energy dynamic that isn't suitable for your current state of being, because you're an adult. So, and you're growing, obviously. So this is about self-worth. This is about what you think you can't do or what you think you don't deserve, what you think you're not capable of, or any habit patterns that keep you trapped. Yeah, that's coming in strong too. The thing about habit patterns, especially with Taurus, because you guys like routine, is that if you identify with your habit patterns, like, oh, I never ask for help, or oh, I'm always going to smoke cigarettes, or oh, I'm always going to be depressed, I'm always going to be anxious, I'm never going to get my money right, like, you know, like all of those kinds of things that you're telling yourself over and over again, you're perpetuating the pattern because you're not creating a space within yourself to open that channel up for there to be something different. And so, you know, the more you repeat to yourself what you can't do, or what habits trap you, or this is just who I am, or whatever, you're keeping yourself stuck and stagnant. Whereas what you could do is open up a lane to say, you know, it is possible to change. It is possible for me to shift this. And when you start telling yourself that it's possible for me to shift this, stuff starts shifting. And so it really is up to you and the things that you're telling yourself. And because this is about courting, you know, what is the parental stories around that? And if this is about a relationship, what about this past relationship is keeping you from being able to pursue something new? Okay, so those are things to ask yourself. Moving right along. The Magician. So I feel like you're at a crossroads, Taurus. A crossroads of great, great change, which is beautiful. It means you've done your work. The thing about the Magician is, I mean, the Magician is the master manifestor, the master alchemist. The Magician energy archetype, anything is possible. The Magician just makes things happen. Creator, crafter of his reality, or her reality, or their reality. So with that is kind of a self-liberation thing happens where you kind of like realize that everything's possible and you freed up all this energy, right? Another thing that can happen with the Magician, though, is because it's like a lot of openings really fast, or a lot of good things really fast, or coming into your power really fast, is that sometimes there can be like a, is everything going to be okay moment? And that is a crucial moment, because in that moment of fear, before you cross the precipice, before you change, before you transform into a better way of being, a healthier way of being, into the person that you want to be, that is the final test, that precipice. Because if you cross that threshold, there is no going back, but you're going to get everything you want, right? And you're going to be afraid of it because you're walking with the unknown. You don't know who you're going to be, right? And so you have to walk with that fear and cross the threshold anyway in order to create real sustainable change in your life. At that crucial moment of I'm about to cross the precipice, if you do not, you go back into your small stories. You didn't learn your karmic lesson, and the next time around it's going to be more intense. So, because the universe is screaming at you to try to get you to move along, right? You can't really go backwards, you can only evolve. And so things get harder and harder, and the universe gets louder and louder until it's screaming if you keep yourself small. And that's when big tower moments happen. That's when the ground shakes from underneath you, the earthquake happens, and you fall. And that's because the universe has to shake you empty because you're not doing it yourself. And that is way more painful than just doing it yourself. And because you're at this crucial moment where you're about to cross the threshold into a new karmic cycle and not have to look back and not have to deal with the same shit again, the same muck, whatever, I say do it. Face your fear, cross that line and do it. Because that's where the magic comes back into your life. So, and the anticipation is always worse than the reality. The second you cross that threshold, the hard part is crossing. The second you cross it, you're like, oh, this is beautiful, right? So this is what the magician's asking of you, which is no small task, I realize, but infinitely magical if you walk that line, right? Okay. dpass affecting the present, 8 of Cups. I mean, this is you walking away from something in the past. Oh, this is supportive. This 8 of Cups is saying, do you remember a time in which you had to walk away from something and you didn't walk away with flying colors and confetti? You walked away sad. You walked away grieving, but you still walked away because you knew you needed to do what's best for you. And in that time, what happened next? What did you gain? What did that next cycle bring you from walking away? You know, what added to your life and what was subtracted? Because this is saying that, you know, you had to make a hard decision in the past and you did make the right decision. You chose to walk away even though it was hard, and you were rewarded, because after the 8 of Cups is the 9 of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment energy. But this 8 of Cups is also you putting in a lot of work in something, realizing it's not for you anymore and leaving it behind. And that is sad because you put real effort, real meaning into whatever this was. And so this could be a relationship, walking away from a relationship. This could be choosing to love your parents or family members from afar because they're not good for you. And so choosing to cut them out of your life, that could be. So it could have to do with the courting. There's still leftover cords from that, potentially. That I'm getting that pretty strong. So people you've walked away from, they're still connected to you and they're having an impact on your energy. And so you need to make sure that you cut that off. And then the other thing is, yeah, do you remember a time where you had to walk away? It was hard, but you did. And then so much good came out of it? Because this is saying, you know, that's what's happening again. You might have to walk away from something hard, but it's going to bring you so much happiness. And so that's one guarantee. The second guarantee is you've already done something like this before. You've had to make a hard choice before. And so you can rely on your own strength, your own discernment, your own ability to do the hard thing because you've done it before, so you know you can do it again. You know what I mean? Okay. Foundation. 7 of Swords. I feel swords stabbing my back. It's like the upper back, almost the neck, but not quite. It's like right at the base of the neck. Upper back between the shoulder blades. It's like, yeah, it's like swords are stabbing at me. I don't usually read this as a backstabbing energy because it usually just doesn't even feel relevant to mention. It just feels like I'm going into a lower vibration generally, so I tend to read this other ways. But that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this backstabby kind of energy. And it could be this person that you walked away from. I'm feeling that pretty clearly. You were stabbed in the back, you were betrayed, you were lied to, you chose to walk away because of that. And so for some of you, the universe is saying, finish the deal, cut the cords, grieve this really old relationship and really walk away, truly walk away and free yourself. Okay, so that's why this is in the foundation position. Okay, so that's the task. Free yourself from the ghost of whoever this person or these people are. You were hurt, it wasn't right. And there's no meaning behind that other than shit happens. People do bad things with their use of free will, and it's your choice to not give other people that power. You know, I mean, like, not to say that you can prevent something like this necessarily, but you can you can choose how you respond, and you can choose to walk away permanently, to let it all go, and in doing that, then you free up your power. The power that you've allowed these people or this person to have over you gets freed up, and then you can use your own power for other things. And so that's part of this. And then the other thing is just like, when you're stabbed in the back this way, especially early, like in childhood, in the developmental years, so if this is parental, but I mean, usually relationships repeat themselves, so like, you know, whatever the parental patterns are, you tend to find in your relationships because you're trying to get the love and fulfillment you were supposed to get from your parents, from your partner, and that's when we end up perpetuating the same patterns and cycles. And so, you know, you just need to end the cycle so that you can actually make something new based on what you really want. Whatever parental needs or whatever childhood needs weren't met from your parents, you're supposed to give yourself that as an adult, and then approach a relationship with a clean slate as, you know, a full person. And if you don't feel fulfilled in that way, the relationships that you seek out, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be in a relationship if just because you don't feel repaired fully, but the relationships that you do seek out are karmic in that they're trying to teach you the lesson about what you actually need to heal in yourself. Like, it just reflects the wound back to you usually in those relationships, and that's helpful, you know. And it doesn't mean that those relationships didn't have love in them necessarily, but they were built to evolve you, not for you to be with them forever. And so that's an important distinction to be made, because, you know, culturally we kind of have this expectation that every person you date you're supposed to be with forever, and I don't understand why. It's not actually healthy. Every person you date provides something for you, and you provide something for them in the time that you dated, and that's why you were attracted to each other. Sometimes that just means temporary love and some really good lessons, and each relationship prepares you to have a better time of it the next relationship, the next go-around. And so it's a learning experience just like anything else. And, you know, eventually you find the one, and that's great, but not every relationship has to be the one, and it doesn't mean that it was a failure just because it ended. What makes it a failure is if you didn't learn the lessons and you repeat the cycle. If you succeed in understanding what that relationship was trying to bring to light about your own wounding, and you repair it within yourself with other resources and tools, that's the real task here. And that's really what's being asked of you in those situations. And so what needs to be healed about that old relationship, parental or any other relationship, romantically, moving on. It could be a friendship too, but I'm really feeling romance. You know, what was the lesson? What was the wounding? What needs to be healed? Can you heal yourself and fully walk away? Because otherwise you're just stabbing yourself in the back. And this is what I was saying earlier about parentally, especially in the formative years, when you're being stabbed in the back in the formative years because you're not getting proper care and love, then you continue to perpetuate your own abuse. And I think I said that last month too with you guys, Taurus. And so in what ways are you still stabbing yourself in the back? Are you perpetuating your own abuse? Are you perpetually telling yourself the stories that your parents told you, that your partner told you, in terms of, you know, what was wrong with you or whatever? Because that's keeping you small and giving people that hurt you all the power. And so take your power back. You have an opportunity this month to take that power back, to let it go, to let those people go, and to heal from that wound and move on. Okay, so it's a big ask as well. There's a lot of stuff going on. Crowning you this month, we have the Two of Swords reversed. So you're not going to find clarity in your mind. You're going to find it in your body. You're going to find it from the earth, from nature. You really need to ground, Taurus. You really need to ground yourself. Be in your body. Feel your roots. And even if you have an unstable position in life, you can still ground your energy into the earth. Like, just imagine a cord like extending down from the root of your tailbone and into the core of the earth, and then pull earth energy into your body. That's all you have to do to ground yourself, and obviously nature can help with that. I mean, this in the direct, the Two of Swords, is about having a decision to make and not knowing which option to take because you don't have all the information or you don't have enough information. What's important to note is that there's blinders over this person's face, but not anywhere else. The heart is clear. Everything else is clear. And so usually what I say with the Two of Swords is this isn't a head decision. This is a heart decision. This is a body decision. You can't rationalize this decision. So you do have a choice or decision to make. And it's in your face. You're going to know what this is, I'm pretty sure. If not right now, then later in the month. And the thing that's going to help you make the choice is to take a step back, come out of your mind, come out of your stories, drop into your body, drop into the earth, be in nature, reflect, seek, take the time to really contemplate what's true for you in your heart, what's true for you in your body, what's true for you in terms of your real needs in a grounded sense, your body's needs, your emotional needs, your life needs, right? What do you really need? Not what you think you need. What do you really need? And that's when the answer is going to come clear. Now, the Magician is kind of pulling to me too. So, it's the Magician is saying whatever choice you make is the choice you make. There's no right or wrong choice. Only you can decide that for yourself. Okay, so, this could be one of the threshold moments. Do I stay or do I go? If this is a current relationship of somebody just being toxic to you and stabbing you in the back and not making you feel good about yourself, it's like, do I stay or do I go? This feels very karmic, this decision. And I think the choice or decision is going to be, do you walk a new path, a better path, or do you stick to the old way and continue to suffer in the same way you've been suffering? And so really ask yourself, what do I need to do now? What do I really need to move on fully? And your heart has the answer, your body has the answer, the earth has the answer. Your mind doesn't have the answer. Okay, all right. New circumstance, 2 cards, 4 of Pentacles reversed and the 7 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, watch out for headaches. If you have head strain, you really need to ground. I just feel everything getting stuck up here. It was really tinged. So watch out for that. Headaches may occur. Take the proper precaution. Okay, 4 of Pentacles reversed. It's interesting because this came out in the reverse and the energy is sideways. So again, choice or decision. This is going to depend on you and it can change throughout the month. What are you hiding? Now, you could be hiding from a person in your life, like a relationship that is very toxic. Like you're just hiding yourself, you're hiding information. 7 of Swords can also be like, what are you hiding? So what are you hiding? And it's not to say that like you shouldn't be hiding it. It's really bringing to light, why do you have to hide yourself in the relationship you're in? Why do you feel like you have to hide? Because if so, it's a time to get out. If it's not about a current time relationship, it's almost like you're on the cusp of being really vulnerable with someone, which I like. It's like somebody in your life that you want to confide in. It could be a therapist, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a good relationship if you're in a good relationship now. It's like you're on the cusp of being very, very vulnerable. And I'm just feeling that 2 of Swords energy. This is Libra moon, right? So this like push-pull, this or that. And on like the tension between the decision, it's really, really coming on strong. It's like you want to say something to somebody, but you're so afraid to say it. And it's like, even though I feel like consciously that that they're gonna take it okay, whatever it is, whatever thing that's in your heart that really needs to get out. And it does feel very vulnerable, so I understand that. yeah, it's like you're really on the cusp of saying that thing you need to say to that person, but it's some of you still feel really, really held back, and that may be part of the decision making process. Is like, do I say this? Do I not say it? I mean, the universe is really asking you to be brave and face fear this month. Walk with your fear and do the brave thing anyway. So that's what I recommend. I recommend that if you need to say something, that you say it. Um, but if you're hiding something due to safety, then you just need to get to safety, get out of that situation as quickly as you can. Okay. It's paired with the Seven of Pentacles. Really stagnant energy, like a lot of build up. It feels like emotional build up inside you. I'm getting like a stuckness in my heart. Solar plexus, heart, throat all feel kind of stuck. It's really kind of conglomerating right here in like the nape of, what is this called? I don't even remember, but right where neck turns into breastbone is like where I'm getting the most stuckness. It's like, I actually notice this in Taurus a lot. It seems to be part of the Taurus life path. It seems like growing up, you accumulated all the wrong information. Everything everybody told you about life was wrong. Everything everybody told you about yourself was wrong. And so and Taurus likes to hang on to information because it makes them feel safe. And so, the task here for evolution is to let go of thoughts, belief systems, philosophies, core beliefs, fundamental beliefs that aren't true and don't serve you. And so what I'm feeling is like over time, because this seems like a big energy that's accumulated over time. I mean, Seven of Pentacles is kind of like you've overworked the garden. Things are overgrown and they haven't been trimmed or whatever. And it's like things need to be pared down. And that's hard, I think, for Taurus because you're an earth sign, and so the tendency is to like want to keep building and growing, but you can't build on, you can't force a tree to grow if the wood is rotten. You have to remove the wood rot, and so if the root system is sick, then you just have to uproot the system and plant new roots. And so that's what I'm seeing happening. But it's here, so it's less about roots. I think it's more about what's grown from the roots. Really, in truth, what I'm feeling is that you're really not grounded at all. And so it's like there are no roots, but then there's this weird overgrowth happening like here in your core. And you need to connect to nature so that you can find that root system, that good foundation. And also you need to pare down what's been overgrown. And it really does feel like information about life that is incorrect, or information about you that is just incorrect. Your parents told you wrong information. Your school told you wrong information. Your culture, your society told you wrong information. It doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for you, and it needs to go. And that may mean like emptying yourself. And the fact that it's paired with the Four of Pentacles is like emptying yourself to somebody that you trust, somebody that has themselves and life as they see it kind of figured out. Like they have the right information for them. It doesn't mean that like whoever you talk to, you have to listen to about you don't have to like ask this person to teach you about life or teach you about yourself or whatever. Specifically, you have to ask them what they did to get themselves where they are now, so that you can do the same in your own way. And that is the major distinction I want to make. Is the person that is telling you the way that life is or the way that you are is going to be incorrect. The person that guides you to find your own version of who you are and what life is for you is the right person to listen to. And so whoever this person is that you're just worried about being vulnerable about, it looks like they got you. It looks like they, if they hear you out, if you tell them, they're going to listen to you. They're going to be able to really digest what you're saying and hear you and bear witness and hold space for you, and then respond in a good way. Respond in a way that allows you to kind of trim off all this gunk that isn't working for you. It's just blocking up your system because it isn't your truth. It's somebody else's, or it's just plain lies. And again, lies, deceit, Seven of Swords. So you've been told lies. And then out of those lies, you tried to craft a life. And things are falling apart or no longer working because those lies need to go. They need to go. So find a new root system because you're not rooted. And right now, those of you that are grounded in general, you'll just need to upgrade your root system. You'll need to upgrade your sense of grounding. Those of you that just don't have any kind of grounding practice, you're going to have to find one. You're going to have to connect with the earth and nature and really establish a root system. And that grounding, that energetic grounding, is independent of your external situation. But if you do energetically ground consistently and root yourself in and learn how to do that, the outside responds and things start to stabilize. So it starts with you. It always starts with you, okay? What else about the Seven of... Yeah, it just needs to go. You just need to clean yourself out. And that may mean like an emotional outburst or something, like a real good venting session. Something that really releases the energy. You can't hang on. You have to let go. You have to let go because this isn't serving you, okay? So I tell myself in these moments, and I've kind of had this moment semi-recently, is like I need to let go of everything I think I know and start over. Start from ground zero and build my philosophy and worldview and sense of self again. Because what I had wasn't working, so I just cleaned myself up and started again. Now I do that all the time. I'm an Aquarius Mercury, so if something doesn't work for me, I just go do, and it erases. Whereas for other sign placements, you can't do that so easily, and that's okay. So I think with Taurus, with an Earth sign, just release it through your body. And that can help you ground too, is just finding a physical activity of some sort, and especially if you can do it outside. Because as you're, what's the word I'm looking for? As you're expelling energy, it's going straight into the earth, and then earth energy is coming right back up, and so it creates a cyclical flow just by route of being in nature. Okay, it just automatically starts to happen, because the second you're in nature, your humanity starts to solidify. You remind yourself, like, oh yeah, I'm part of this. I'm in this web of life. I'm an animal. I'm not separate. And then your energy starts to blend with nature in the right way again, right? Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Your ego this month, we have the moon reversed. I like this better in the reverse for you because I feel liftoff. I feel like you're ready for something new. I do still feel a lot of fear and like a fear to go deeper, even though that's exactly what you need to do. And the moon energy and the secret energy are absolutely mirroring each other right now. But the moon reversed is saying that it's moving. The moon is basically your deepest emotions, some most likely hidden from you, or you hide them from yourself more likely. I mean, that's what we do. We know what's there, we just hide it from ourselves. So this is, the moon represents everything that's hidden. In reverse, it represents things coming to light. So I feel like things are surfacing, whether you like it or not. And so really all you can do is move forward. And that's my... Aries South Node talking maybe is your South Node is your survival mechanism, and Aries South Node is whatever it takes to survive. I will do whatever it takes to survive. So like if you have a similar survival mechanism, that's going to kick in because you're not going to want to drown, right? I mean, like that's the pool of water here at the bottom in the reverse is kind of saying like don't drown. Don't allow yourself to drown. And you will if you stay small. But if you confront this, you say, I'm going to face my fear. I'm going to face all these emotions that I've been hiding from myself. And I'm going to do the work. And I'm going to move on. I'm going to let go of what I need to let go of that doesn't serve me, which is letting go is a big part of this. The Seven of Pentacles is about letting go. The Seven of Swords is about letting go. The Eight of Cups is about letting go. And so, you have to move through to let go. And if you continue to keep it at bay, it's going to swallow you later. You're going to have a little bit of time to try to battle it and navigate it without any change. But it will swallow you if you let it. And so if you take action now, and this is real, the universe is really saying that if you take action now, it's not going to be that hard. It's not going to be as hard as you think. If you don't take action, it's going to be hard later. So take action. Make the change that you need to do. It's kind of like if you see a tidal wave coming at you, aren't you going to move forward? Aren't you going to move forward? So I feel like some of this is going to come up in a way that's going to kick in, like your survival some of you, the survival mechanism is going to kick in, and you're just going to evolve and grow and move forward because it's going to feel like there's no other options. And it really does kind of feel like that. I feel wall of water behind you, and all you can do is move forward. And so, for those of you that don't have that survival mechanism, like you will just happily just like let the tidal wave take you. I don't have an answer. I actually don't have an answer. Let me see if I can get something that isn't me. Oh, I'm being told that's not going to happen. Your survival mechanism is going to kick in. You're all biological animals. It's going to kick in. So you have no choice but to run towards your dawn. Run away from the night and into the dawn. Just do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the universe is like, do it or be forced. So, yeah, okay. Cool. The environment. Knight of Wands, yeah, things are moving around you. You know, maybe you're advancing in job, maybe your relationship is growing, maybe your personal work in terms of, I'm a Taurus descendant, and so I'm actually feeling this reading very strongly. For me, there's been this sense of, it's like my energy on a soul level, on an energetic level, is moving so fast that I can't stop it, so all I can do is kind of go with the current and do my work, because it would swallow me otherwise. It's just all happening way too fast. And so I'm just like, okay, I'll run with it. So that's kind of what's happening with the Knight of Wands, is saying like, you know, take some time for yourself to contemplate, because that's part of it, but this is not the time to stand still. And that actually does mean, like, even if you're just going on a little hike by yourself and contemplating, even though that's inner work, that is what the universe is trying to get you to do. They're trying to get you to move that forward. So that's not standing still. What I mean by don't stand still, it means don't stay doing exactly what you're doing without any change. Change it up, move in some direction, even if it's the direction you move is sitting meditation every day to tap into yourself or whatever. It doesn't have to be active. But Knight of Wands is saying things are moving around you. There could be opportunities coming in soon. I'm getting that too. It's like they're trying to prepare you for something. They're trying to prepare you for the next wave of your life, things that you want. And you're not going to be able to handle it if you don't do the work that this month requires of you, so that you are clean enough and prepared enough, mentally, emotionally, resource-wise, everything, to be able to jump on that opportunity when it lands. That's why you're being rushed. Something's coming in. Something's coming in for you. And so you're on rush right now. It's like no more stagnation, no more being stuck. If you want this, you need to get it, and you need to grab it now. Interesting. Otherwise, it's going to pass you by, and there's going to be other opportunities. But I mean, this is really something real. It could be a relationship. If so, there's going to be a lot of sexual energy in this relationship. It could be a job. If it's a job, it meets your vision, something that you want and have wanted for a long time. Now, it may just be a stepping stone, but it's going to get you there. And you can apply this to anything that you're trying to make happen in your life. You need to be rooted, because if you don't have a foundation in the ground, you're not going to be able to go with the pace, right? Everything's just going to fall apart if there's no root system. So that's why grounding is important. If you're gunked up with other shit, this is just gonna, you're not even gonna notice the opportunity for what it is. It's gonna pass right by you because you're not in the right frame of mind for it. If there's not enough stories, those lack of self-worth stories are still really strong with you, then you're not gonna seize this, and it's gonna pass you by. And so that's why the universe is sending this tidal wave and trying to make you run as fast as you can in the other direction, because it's like, stop running, stop hiding. I keep saying run away from the tidal wave and then also stop running. So what I mean is, don't let your old patterns, your old energies swallow you. You need to run from it in that sense, like run away from your small self and into your glory. But that also does mean, you know, meeting the emotions for what they are. Yeah, you know, addressing the waves before it's a tidal wave. And so it's trying to get you to do that work in a hurry so that it doesn't have to send the tidal wave. That's kind of what I'm getting. because you need to move. You need to move forward. That's very clear, and that's all I'm trying to get at here. You need to move forward because something in your life will take off if you are in the right timing and are prepared for it. Okay. Hopes and fears, Ace of Wands, beautiful, beautiful energy. Yeah, I mean, this is your new start. Whatever this opportunity is, this is, you know, the hope for a new start. And it really is just something that you want, Taurus. Like, this is the universe answering a prayer. And so, yeah, it's just going to really suck if the universe answers this prayer and you don't notice it for what it is and you don't take it. And so the universe is really kind of pleading. It's saying, please take it. Please take what we're giving you because you asked, you know. And that's the thing, is the universe answers our questions and prayers and manifestations all the time. Sometimes we just don't recognize it for what it is. With manifestation clients, I always tell them, like, there will be a testing ground. Once you start trying to manifest something will come into your life that you either need to say no to because it's an old habit and it's going to get you back into the small self, or you need to say yes to because it's what's going to take you on the new path, and you have to be able to discern in the moment what that is, or you're going to have to just try to manifest it again. It's like you didn't take it, and so it's like, you know, okay, well, I'm not going to put an effort then. That's kind of, I feel like that's kind of what the universe is very efficient. It doesn't waste energy. And so if it feels like you're not going to take action, then it won't put forth the effort. So don't let this miss you, please. Outcome this month, the Chariot. This is off to the races. So it seems like you do the work. Yeah, it seems like you take action now. You seize the opportunity because the Chariot is basically saying, yeah, you're going. You're going, you can't be stopped. And you're going in the direction that you want. It's in the upright. You are speeding towards the object of your desire. And that could be a person in your life. That could be the job position. That could be the project, grant money. You know, it could be whatever it is for you. But it's like you're going to go forward and you're not going to be able to look back, and that's why you're facing the wall, because that moment of I can't look back is a big moment in your life, and it's also a beautiful moment because who you become is completely different than who you were. It's a better you, it's a more authentic you, it's a more empowered you, and that's who you are becoming if you do this work. So that is the opportunity being presented to you. Really, really beautiful. I love the Chariot at the end because it really does feel like a liftoff, especially in your mind. Like, the second I picked up this card, the brain density that I've been feeling since the beginning of this reading kind of lessened and kind of sunk back into the body. And so it looks like the pressure that you're feeling, once this Chariot moves forward, the pressure releases. I think maybe you take off so fast that you literally cannot look back. Oh, and that's part of this energy I'm feeling, because I am feeling this tidal wave thing and a need to confront your inner landscape and take the time to do that, which means slowing down in an activity sense and going in. And then at the same time, it's like you need to do this now because things are about to really run. And so by the time you're running, you really can't look back because you're going too fast. And so that's actually beautiful. It looks like the moment you make the decision, the moment you make the decision, the Two of Swords decision, the decision to hopefully say, no, I'm going to go forward, I'm going to evolve, I'm going to grow. The moment you make that decision, the universe goes, okay, and it conspires to help you. And I think after that, after the decision, there's going to be a point of surrender, because there has to be, you know, surrendering to the flow, to the real flow of nature, of your own rhythm and timing, of the way that you sync up with the universe's energy. That's what surrender means. Surrendering means getting into the flow. And so the second you surrender, you say, yes, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to do this. I'm going to heed this call. The current just takes you. And so that's a beautiful moment of freedom, of release, of self-liberation, of leaving your baggage behind, not looking back, and moving towards a new dawn, something that you really want. So dawn is coming. You do have to face the night. It's not going to be as hard as you think. It will be hard if you don't face it. If you do face it, the anticipation is the worst part. The moment you make the decision to face it, You're going to surrender. The current's going to take you. It's going to be easy. There's going to be joy. There's going to be love and light. And there's going to be accomplishment. And you're just going to feel so much better. You're just going to feel so much better because this is really something you want, whatever's taking off. So, beautiful work. If you want to schedule something with me to discuss how you can ground, how you can cut cords, how you can let this baggage go, how you can prepare for what's coming next, then schedule something with me in the box below. My website link is in the description. Hit like if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see the next video, and I will see you in May, which is your birthday, right? Yes. Okay, see you then.